Since I didn't get to it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm just going to recap all those 3 days in this one video. Thursday. No, let's start with Wednesday. Wednesday was FOMC. I said in my recap that I got up later than I should have, that I was going to stay risk off until FOMC hit. And I did. I stayed out of risk until I didn't get actually in anything until right here, 2:30. And let's be honest, I was late to get in, so I got in on this candle, this 35 candle. And I got out, honestly, as soon as it broke up past this 50%. And that was a mistake, because when I was looking at what I did, technically my stop was all the way down here at 401, and I got in up here at about 402.30. That was a technical and execution error that I should not have made. I should have stayed out. Realistically, I could have waited for it to come back down here and retest the 50 and fail it, and then see this at this reclaim of the 61.8 again, and tried to go long again. But that was getting really late in the day, and I had already used up an awful lot of mental capital just in these 4 or 5 candles watching this thing set up, because I was starting to FOMO a little bit. And then comes the execution error where I FOMO'd into the trade. So that was an issue on my end. That was a mistake. Don't worry about those Fibonacci's either. They were invalid. I was actually just looking at price levels for those days. This is why I don't like doing them like this. Alright, Thursday. How'd Thursday go? Oh, Thursday didn't go bad. I took 2 on Thursday. How'd we do? Thursday, I got into the first one at 10:40. So right about in here on this. I'm going back over my notes while I'm doing this. I got back in on calls here, expecting from basically to come back up to this resistance here to see if it broke it. This area right in here, I had this as a resistance that I wanted to see it come back up to. It did not. It failed it, so I got out as soon as this candle closed below. Not bad. Not badly executed, but if I'm looking at this also, I got in this when it was overextended from the 5 to play it up to VWAP, which is exactly what I did. I trimmed here. I was hoping for a push past it, but it never got it, and then it just kept going back down. So number 2, when I got into it, was actually another call position that I took a little bit of a loss on. A little later in the day, 2:30, 2:45, right about here, right in here. I was looking at this support, this level here, this 402.50 had been a previous rejection point down. I wanted to see if once it broke up back above that and kept closing above, I got in here, which was too late, and then I was watching the price go up and the option contract price go down, so I got out. That was an example of the wrong contracts. I should have been playing the following day's contracts that late in the afternoon. I have to make it a habit to try to do that, but that's difficult with my rules that I have set for this particular account. So into Friday. Friday was another day of 2 losers. The previous Friday was a day of 3 losers. They all fit my risk criteria. Not one of them blew the account. Not one of them wiped out, or the sum total of all of them didn't even wipe out the whole previous week. It was just, it took out enough of it that basically broke even the last 2 weeks. And it was on foolish execution errors on both Fridays. So if I'm losing money Fridays consistently, it means either I am trading poorly with execution errors, or I am just making just my setups aren't working. And this past Friday was OPEX, option expiration Friday. I should know better, because I should know that there's a significant bit of market fuckery that happens during options expiration Friday with pricing, and I should have followed my initial gut instinct of just stay out if I wasn't going to get in and out in the first half hour, which I did not do. Well, I did. I did get in. My first trade, I got in at 47. So I got into calls on here because they came down and retested the 21. I was watching the EMAs for this, despite my normal judgment of not watching EMAs while I have the trade open. But I wanted to see a VWAP retest, didn't get there. I did see a 21 retest and closed above. So I got in on the next candle, get in the next one right there, and during the time that I held these contracts, they went down right at this 21. So I got in where? Right about here. 41.50, 58, because I think I got in right on this dip down in, is what I was looking for. And then the high was 534. That whole candle moved, what, low to high, 80 cents, 70, 80 cents, and the contracts lost 6% with that move. The contracts lost money. So I got out of it. It didn't matter what price action was going to do. In my head, I should have called it quits there, because I saw it had already performed some fuckery on me. I should have called that done for the day. I did not. I got into calls once more at the absolute worst time I possibly could have, because I got into calls up here on this. I retested this PM high. 250. That's not where it was. 250. Where are you? 250 right here. Here it was. I got into this off of this. It failed pre-market high, but it wasn't failing the EMAs. And they were pushing it back up toward, they're following back up to VWAP. I wanted to see a break above VWAP. My entry candle was right here on this, and it was a damn good entry. Like, it was really, really good, with a stop right there. And my stop was a close below as I take. When did I get out of it? I got out of it here. Actually, I got out of it right below this candle close, so it was up here right. It had just failed pre-market high again. I had held this for 20 minutes, and I wasn't watching the option price itself, and the contracts lost 20%. So that's the danger of playing zero DTEs in the afternoon. That's especially the danger of playing zero DTEs on OPEX, and the danger of playing OPEX in general. So I will be either much more cautious and play the following day's contracts and January OPEX, if I play that day at all. That would be a day to trade futures, honestly, instead of options, and I do not have futures enabled. So there'll be later on in my trading career. This is absolutely one of those events I would switch to futures. So, lesson learned.